Chivambo wasn't beautiful. It was too old, too worn, too alive. It was the kind of place that remembered everything. And maybe that was its power. The village river was so beautiful that it made fishers pause their work and stare. People said the river reflected the true nature of a person's soul, and some avoided looking at it. Selena didn't fear the river. She rose before dawn each day and pushed a wooden boat off into the current. The village knew her silhouette. She was tall, steady, and possessed hands that moved with the confident rhythm of someone who understood the secrets of water. A catch at midday was always enough to feed 3 families. A laugh would fill the community story gatherings in the evening. The people loved her without question. Children followed her, trailing their fingers along the beadwork of her skirts. Elders saved their stories for years. Men and women found reasons to linger when she appeared. And her friend, Eunice, watched it all from the shadows of her doorway. She wasn't jealous. At least, that's what she told herself while weaving fishing nets that were never quite as strong as Selena's. She would hum to herself while mixing river clay that never held form quite as well. Eunice had grown up with Selena. They shared the same lessons at the riverside and learned the same songs. But somewhere, the river had chosen differently. Something woke Eunice up one morning. It was a feeling, a pull, a certainty, a knowledge that today would be different. She reached for a shawl and made her way to the river. It seemed like a normal day initially. Women balancing water jugs on their heads like they were keeping secrets. Children chasing dust devils. But Selena was already at the water's edge, staring into her cupped hands. She was holding a pail. The murmur spread faster than the morning mist. A pail, someone whispered. It was the size of a bird's egg, perfectly round. Eunice's stomach tightened throughout the rest of the day. She had been fishing that same stretch of river for years. Every day, every season. Her fingers had combed through the same silt. However, the river had chosen to give its treasure to Selena. The chief arrived at the river. He examined the pail, held it to the light, then placed it back in Selena's palm with a reverence reserved for sacred things. "The river has blessed us," he announced. His voice carried across the village square. "In 7 days, we will hold a festival to honor this gift. Selena will present it to the village and we will celebrate the river's generosity." Selena gave that smile, the one that made her face glow from within, the one that made people lean toward her like flowers seeking sun. Eunice turned away. Inside her hut, she sat on a sleeping mat and stared at the wall until the shadows changed. It was a festival for Selena. Again. How many festivals had been hosted for Eunice? The village had held several festivals for her friend. Beauty Festival, Best Smile Competition, Most Beloved Lady Festival. Eunice couldn't sleep that night. She walked to the water, under a sliver of moon, and knelt at the edge, staring at her reflection. Then the water rippled. "She doesn't deserve it," a voice whispered. Eunice looked around, but the river bank was empty. "The pail was meant for you," the voice continued. "I've watched you, your patience, your devotion, your quiet suffering." Eunice leaned closer. "Who are you?" The water swelled gently. "I am the spirit of the undercurrent. I see what flows beneath. I see what people hide and what they deserve." Eunice's heart quickened. "Why speak to me now?" The voice softened, almost tender. "Because you finally admitted what you've always known. Selena takes what should be yours. The admiration, the love, and now the pearl." Eunice couldn't. "Cast the pearl into the river," the voice urged. "Return it to me, and I will give you everything you've been denied. Eunice stood abruptly and wrapped her arms around herself. I would never steal from her. The water went perfectly still. Is it stealing to reclaim what was meant for you? For 6 days, Eunice avoided the water. She avoided Selena while the village prepared for the festival. Eunice found herself standing behind Selena's hut, watching through a gap in the woven walls. She saw the pearl on a small wooden dish. Eunice got into the house and stole the pearl. It was cool in her palm and heavier than she expected. She went to the edge of the river. Cast it in. The voice rose immediately, and everything changes. Eunice dropped the pearl in it. For one heartbeat, nothing happened. Then the river went still, as if every drop had frozen in place. A chill spread over Chivambo that night. Distant shouts began where the festival was. The celebration had stopped when people noticed the unnatural silence in the village. Eunice returned to the village, her hands trembling. What had she done? The pearl was gone, but she felt something new as panic rose in her throat. It was a quiet, terrible pleasure. For once, she would be the center of attention instead of Selena.